When we think about the pharaohs of ancient Egypt, we usually picture powerful kings like Ramses the Great or Tutankhamun. But hidden in the shadows of history is one of the most fascinating rulers of them, all a woman, who dared to call herself pharaoh. Her name was Hatshepsut. She ruled Egypt not as a queen, but as a king, wearing the crown, the royal beard, and commanding the respect of one of the greatest civilizations in history. She brought wealth, peace, and stability. She built monuments that still amaze the world today. Yet, after her death, her successors tried to erase her completely, chipping her name off walls, smashing her statues, and rewriting history as if she never existed. So the question is why? Why would anyone fear her memory so much that they try to destroy it? Let's uncover the mystery of Hatshepsut, the forgotten female pharaoh of ancient Egypt. Hatshepsut was born around 1507 BC into the powerful 18th dynasty of Egypt. Her father was Pharaoh Thutmose I, a strong military leader, and her mother Ahmose was the queen. As a princess, Hatshepsut grew up inside the grand palaces of Thebes, surrounded by wealth, priests, and royal tutors. Unlike most girls of her time, she wasn't expected to marry a prince from another land. Instead, she married her own half-brother, Thutmose II, in order to keep the royal bloodline pure. When Thutmose II died young, the throne technically passed to his son, Thutmose III. The problem? He was just a child. And that's when Hatshepsut stepped in. At first, she acted as regent, ruling temporarily until Thutmose III was old enough. But soon she made a shocking move. She declared herself pharaoh. Not queen, not princess, but pharaoh, the living god of Egypt. This was unheard of. Egypt had been ruled by men for thousands of years. There had been powerful queens before, but none had taken the full title and role of pharaoh like Hatshepsut did. To make her claim stronger, she presented herself as chosen by the gods. She had inscriptions carved saying that the god Amun himself had declared her the rightful ruler. She even had herself depicted in statues and carvings wearing the traditional pharaoh's beard and male clothing. In some images, she looks completely masculine, because in the Egyptian mind, a pharaoh had to be shown as a king, not a woman. But make no mistake, Hatshepsut wasn't pretending to be a man. She was rewriting the rules. She showed that power was not about gender, but about vision, leadership, and the ability to command. Once in power, Hatshepsut proved she was no pretender. Her reign lasted for more than 20 years, and it was one of the most successful in Egyptian history. She focused less on endless wars and more on building trade and prosperity. She reopened trade routes that had been closed, sending massive expeditions to the rich land of Punt, an almost mythical kingdom believed to be in modern-day Eritrea or Somalia. Ships returned with gold, ivory, incense, exotic animals, and treasures that amazed Egypt. She also started some of the most ambitious construction projects ever seen. Her masterpiece was the Temple of Deir el-Bahari, a breathtaking complex built into cliffs near the Valley of the Kings. Even today, thousands of years later, it stands as one of the most iconic monuments in Egypt. Under her rule, Egypt was peaceful, rich, and powerful. For ordinary Egyptians, this was a golden age. So why erase such a successful ruler? The answer lies in how radical Hatshepsut's reign really was. By becoming pharaoh, she broke the ultimate tradition that Egypt must be ruled by a man. Her successor, Thutmose III, the child she once ruled for, eventually grew up and became pharaoh in his own right. He was a brilliant general and expanded Egypt's empire through war. But after Hatshepsut's death, something strange happened. For reasons still debated, Thutmose III and later rulers began systematically erasing her. Her name was chiseled out of monuments. Her statues were smashed or buried. On temple walls, scenes showing her as pharaoh were replaced with other kings. It wasn't just an insult. It was an attempt to rewrite history, to make sure that future generations would never even know a woman had once ruled Egypt as pharaoh. Historians have argued for centuries about why this happened. Some say it was pure politics. Thutmose III wanted to secure his own legacy without sharing it with his stepmother. Others believe male priests and officials were uncomfortable with the idea of a female pharaoh, so they erased her to restore the natural order. Another theory is that it wasn't hatred at all, but strategy. By erasing her, they could rewrite the royal timeline to make Egypt's kings look unbroken and uninterrupted. Whatever the reason, the result was the same. Hatshepsut was nearly lost to history. For centuries, Hatshepsut's story was buried under sand and silence. Tourists and scholars saw her temples but didn't know who had built them. They saw statues with broken faces and thought they belonged to forgotten kings. It wasn't until the 19th and 20th centuries, when archaeologists like Jean-François Champollion deciphered hieroglyphs, that her true story came back to light. Slowly, piece by piece, researchers realized that behind those erased names and smashed statues was the tale of Egypt's female pharaoh. In 2007, scientists even identified her mummy through DNA testing and a broken tooth found in a box. After more than 3,000 years, Hatshepsut's face was revealed again. Ironically, the attempt to erase Hatshepsut made her even more famous. Today, she is celebrated as one of the greatest rulers of ancient Egypt, a symbol of female power and leadership. Her temple still stands, visited by millions. Her story inspires historians, feminists, and dreamers alike. And her reign proves that greatness isn't limited by gender. No matter how hard her enemies tried, they couldn't erase her completely. The mystery of Hatshepsut is not just about a pharaoh, it's about history itself. Who gets remembered and who gets forgotten? How much of what we know is truth? And how much is the work of those who controlled the stories? Hatshepsut dared to rule in a world. That said, she couldn't. She built temples that outlasted time. She led her people into prosperity. And even though her name was carved out of stone, her spirit carved itself into history forever. So next time you think of the great pharaohs of Egypt, don't just remember Tutankhamun or Ramses. Remember Hatshepsut, the pharaoh who refused to be erased.